Hello, my dear resin monkeys. I know you were all very excited to finally see Pluto's debut in the last project, and we just couldn't leave her all alone now, could we? Saturn has always been my favorite Senshi, and this is my all-time favorite model kit of hers. And while she wasn't done by the same sculptor as Pluto, they look really badass together. So I was like, why not? I mean, there's no rule. It says I can't mix and match. Now you're probably wondering, why is it that I am dressed to impress today, and I just have to say that I have just enough time today to film this before I head out to meet my mom. So enjoy the glam, I guess. Now, before we jump into what I considered part 2 of this Outer Senshi project, I have very exciting news to share with all of you. For those of you that will be attending or planning to attend this year's Anime Expo, I am happy to say that I will be joining the 4-day Weepathon along with all of you. Hopefully this year people will remember to shower before they go to the event. Although my expectations are not very high. However, this year will be very special and different because this year I will be part of the official Anime Expo programming. That's right, my dear little resin monkeys. This year, your queen will be hosting her very own panel at Anime Expo. I love going to AX and meeting all of you out in the wild. It's always exciting, and I'm always really happy to see each and every one of you, no matter if you are waving from afar or if you come up close and ask for a hug. I love interacting with all of you. So hopefully you'll catch me on this little chat a la TED Talks at AX. We could have a lot of fun. So follow me on my socials, check out the community tab, or better yet, join my newsletter so that you will get updated on the date, time, and place where this panel will be held at AX. It's important to say that if you haven't had a chance to watch Pluto's video, I advise you to pause this one and go over there first to watch that and then come back later. You'll thank me for it. So enough yapping. I know a lot of you are coming over from TikTok and Reels as of lately, and your attention span has been greatly affected, and I don't want to be in the way of you getting your instant shot of dopamine. So let's get cracking. Unless you've been nosy and have gone through my website to check out my past works, you'd know that this is the second time I'm painting this kit. The first time was a commission, and I was both excited that I was going to paint her, but also extremely sad that I wasn't going to keep the figure that I very much loved and had my own copy to paint somewhere stacked in my closet. But the life of a commission painter, painting everything for everyone except yourself.
What about Debbie?
While Pluto's skin was a challenge for the last project, the challenge here will be to paint this Saturn better than the first time. I did a quick dry fit on most of the parts to basically remember what I was going to be up against. Interestingly enough, the sleeves were actually split, and I'm 99% certain it was just for ease of mold making and casting. So these will just get glued and then fused to the rest of the body. She did have a ton of pore tabs, some in very delicate areas like the hair strands, and for something as fragile as this, I brought out my ultrasonic cutter. And honestly, it feels like cutting through butter at times. Minimal pressure, and this cuts right through. I got several comments asking me where I got this, so I'll leave the link in the description, though fair warning, if you do plan on getting one, consider it an investment because it ain't cheap, although totally worth it, especially if you're doing 3D prints. The hair strands and the earrings had extras because, as you can see, the casting was pretty bad in regards to flashing, so even more patience and care will be needed to get these cleaned up. I did think of printing my own so I won't have to deal with the casted ones, but honestly, I got lazy and I didn't want to power up my shed, prepare the files, wait several hours for the thing to print. Picking once battles in a project is the gold standard. Although sometimes I do go against my better judgment, as you've seen in many of my videos on this channel. everything was going well, but sometimes you see some pieces broken down like the hair and you go, really? Did it have to be this way? Then you put them together and you realize why and feel extremely stupid for questioning a sculptor's choices for part separation. I honestly rather work with lots of parts like these to be able to paint as much detail as possible than spend hours cussing at a 3D sculptor for not separating pieces enough and making it impossible to paint. I remember I had the same issue with the first time where the gaps in the arm connections were pretty bad. It's going to be an easy fix with some mustard, but before I do that, I'm making sure that if I connect the arms to the fused sleeves, I'll be able to insert it without breaking them off when I put them in and out. And unfortunately, it's not going to be a problem. Now, the kit only had the top and the bottom portion of her glaive casted. I measured it and it said it's around 2 millimeter thick. And I brought out my 2 millimeter rods to see if it would fit, and they did. But then I wasn't gonna be able to actually drill into the resin to install it because there was no space left. So I took the optional route of using a 2 millimeter styrene rod. It's a better substitute, and the plus is that I can use pins with it to secure it to the resin parts. However, styrene melts when you drill through it, so it's best to use a pin vise and do it manually. Now that all our pinning was ready, it's time to fill those gaps and fix some shit. This kit really didn't have any connection keys, so when working with parts like these, I tend to install double pins so that the parts won't swivel. And I also like to carve grooves to work as a pseudo key of some sorts, and also so that the putty will have something extra to stick to. I constantly get asked what the mustard is, particularly by people who end up watching my reels or TikToks, which I find both hilarious and annoying at the same time, because apparently people love to have information spoon-fed to them on those platforms, especially if they want instant gratification. Instead of taking their time, to maybe come over here and watch the complete video, or at least watch the video I made on our forbidden yellow mustard, which I will leave here. The information they so desperately want could be at a simple fingers click length. Literally, not even an arm's length, if they weren't so lazy to click on links to bring you here. But I will say, forbidden yellow mustard is forbidden because its powers are so great. They can't be contained on the voyage from the land of the rising sun to the west. Its properties are magical. It fixes, it fills, it creates, it bonds. It's too much. The risk is too great, so we have to find ways to procure it, even if it's by questionable means. In other words, shit's flammable, and no retailer in Japan will sell and ship to you because of that. So you end up ordering from eBay and they send it to you from very much under the table at a premium price. So yeah, that's the mustard, and it's a cross I have to bear to constantly look for a way to get it whenever I'm close to running out. When the sleeves were attached with pins and glues, I added some mustard on the inside and out so that the mustard I'll add to the arms won't get stuck in the tiny cracks later down the road. Now, the earrings on the left ear was not going to fit because apparently the hair is getting in the way. I worked around that literally by just cutting tiny pieces from the sides of the planet rings so it will fit in that little space. Sometimes the best hack is hacking things off to make them fit. Unfortunately, I couldn't say the same for the bootstraps when trying to remove them from the flash. It just broke. So I'll substitute them with some real thread that I have stored away. Remember, children, what did we say about hoarding? It's not hoarding. It's called being prepared for situations like these. And before we get into sanding, let's add a light layer of primer to see where all those seam lines and imperfections are located, so we won't spend millennia sanding and then finding out more shit you missed because you couldn't see it. Speaking of primer, where the hell did that little prick run off to? Just like Pluto, I brought out all my sanding toys to help me with getting all those seams and smoothing out the parts where the putty was applied. I did find a few air bubbles on the surface of the boots, but it's nothing that a little CA glue won't fix on the spot. Fortunately, the surface of this kit wasn't as bad as the last video. Believe it or not, this sculptor has done an amazing job at leaving the surface of his kits very polished and well finished. Even for a vintage kit like this one. Yes, this is also another vintage kit from the 2000s. Fun fact, he's still doing Sailor Moon figures, or at least the last time I knew. I'm sure a lot of you have the ones he made because he did the original Crystal set when the reboot happened. I've always loved his style, but honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened with these horse legs on the Sailor Moon that he did back in 2015. She looks amazing from the front, but as soon as you look at her from the sides, you go, what the fuck happened here? I placed her on the back burner since then because of that. I honestly don't have the mental energy to sit down and see how to fix it because it will involve chopping it off. And I don't want to do that right now. And it's been like that since 2015 when I bought it. One day I'll get to her, just not today or tomorrow. I don't know, maybe ever. Now, in the off chance that Ryunte is watching, which I highly doubt, I am very sorry. I'll need to sand off that signature you left on the glaive. No tea, no shade, but that wasn't a great place to put it. It's distracting and it breaks the magic. I left the star talisman at the very end because I really needed to concentrate to sand it and not break it in the process, with very delicate and small motions and taking my time with it. before we go off to reapplying the primer, I'm installing a small pin to her cowlick strand. Yes, that's what they are called. They're called cowlicks. With everything sanded and polished, it was now time to just reapply the primer, and fortunately for me, this didn't turn into another Sailor Pluto incident, so now we can just dive into painting. With the primer set, I am now going to apply the base color for all the parts, which is mainly white for her fuku and her skin, anything that has a bright color basically. And then just use black for her hair, the base color for the metallic parts, and to pre-shade the purple parts of her fuku. From that, now we can continue with the skin. I'll be using Mr. Hobby Lychee line like we do with most of the kits. Sometimes it depends on my mood, and I'll use a different set of skin tone lacquers like Modo's 3-step one, or I'll even do the traditional Gaia Note surfaceless mix. I like all three sets. I don't particularly have a preference. It's just the flavor of the day for me most of the time. Now, this may come as a shock to most of you, but purple is my favorite color. Saturn has always been my favorite for several reasons. One, obviously, the color, but the fact that she had a different style and elements from the rest of them made her very special to me. And just knowing that she had the powers to annihilate an entire planet was so OP back in the day for me. And also
that you had
her eyes, her big, round, beautiful eyes, just, I love her. She has one of the most expressive eyes from all the Senshi. It's just so beautiful. I can't get over it. And I'm talking about the original 90s. I know the reboot is here. Crystal is great and all, but just the original 90s style cannot be topped. You'll know that our go-to for highlighting black is using Mr. Crystal Color Sapphire Blue. Her hair was beautifully sculpted, and she deserves to have some nice highlights to make it really pop. glaive, I'm going to be painting everything chrome, just like Pluto. I know that in the Crystal reboot, the staff was black, but honestly, I loved how it looked the first time she fully awakened as Sailor Saturn in the 90s anime, which is completely metal. So I want to keep it that way. Let's go over some shadings just a bit more with some pastels, as we always do. I want to quickly touch back on the shorts and reels topic of the general short form content that I upload on my other socials. Now, I've seen a lot of people complain that they never see the final product, or in this case, the reveal, and you will never see that on my short form content ever. The reason being is that a lot of people like to just consume short form and they don't really care for the creator. So once they see something, they just swipe off and forget about it. And I think that my reveals are special, or at least I consider them special, because to be able to see the completed and finished product on your screen is to appreciate and know everything that went through to get it to that point. And just an automatic dopamine shot for that reveal, I feel loses its value. So that is for you to come here to this long form video and appreciate everything that went into that. Anyways, rant over. That's all I wanted to say about short form content. Some of you have asked if I go straight to masking after pastel shadings without doing anything else, and the answer is no. I've shown that a lot in old videos where I just seal with matte before I apply pastels and right after to lock them in. It was too repetitive that I just decided to just omit it, but I guess new people are wondering that. So yeah, seal before and seal after, before masking, preferably a few hours to avoid any stripping. Remember our ceremonial placement of our Sailor Moon masking tape that I bought from the Sailor Moon Museum when I visited. Yes, flex. I will keep flexing. I'll do what I want. And just like I did with Pluto, I used a very fine sanding sponge to buff out the overspray on the white so that when I reapply it, the next layer, it won't be messed up, which I did off camera, as you will see next. I don't tend to shade white with my airbrush unless it's a very large or wide area. I like to have full control over where the shadows will be painted and how delicate they'll be over creases and such. So I do them entirely with pastels. When all that detail shading was done, I then proceeded to lock those pastels with pearl white over everything to make those portions of the fugu look like satin fabric. The last bit of masking was done, and off to more painting after this. The boots will have a super glossy finish, just like Pluto, but I want to do some extra shading, so for now I'll need to matte coat it so that the pastels will stick to it. With our boots almost done, I need to figure out how to replace those laces that I broke. Then I remember that I actually had something similar to this the first time. So I thought, if it worked then, let's do it again. So I made some ties with some black thread that I had stored away in my stash. And that was basically the quickest fix I've ever had to do. I just needed to attach it with a little bit of wire, like a super 0.3 millimeter wire to hide it. And that was it. I didn't really have to do anything else. Crisis averted. Boots done, now let's gloss them up. And I forgot to actually paint the laces, and I didn't want to mask, so I just hand painted them black to not complicate things. Now, the moment of truth, let's unmask everything and see how well we did. I did unfortunately get a micro bit of paint stripping on the chest, but I'm honestly not going to do anything to it because the sailor flap thingy and her bow are completely covering it up and hiding it, and nobody will ever notice. Oh no, but sometimes you just have to bring your out of sight, out of mind mantra to survive it. But the thing here is that nobody else needs to know. Probably you watching. The thousands of you watching will know, but nobody else will. With minimal damage, we can now get to all the touch-ups where they need it. Masking is not as exact as many of us would like it to be, but for everything else, there's MasterCard. I mean, you can just take your brush and get those crisp lines by hand. As always, we leave the best for last. I'll be using the lacquer over enamel technique for her. While easier to correct things with this particular technique, it still takes a hell of a long time to actually paint the face compared to when I was doing it with regular acrylics. It has its advantages, but other times it just gets annoying to have to seal in between every fucking layer with lacquer just in order to advance. The only difference this time is that I'm doing a gradient on the eyes using the same enamel paint to wipe it away. And for that, I'm just using some Ronsol lighter fluid to thin the enamel paint because apparently it's better than the actual enamel thinner. I don't know, I just see everybody using it. I'm just glad I'm not a smoker at this point. My whole workshop would have gone up in flames a long time ago. As is tradition, let me take this moment to personally thank my Resin Monkey Army over on Patreon. It's thanks to the support of these amazing people that the lights on my workshop stay on so that I can bring you more videos like this. I'm currently working on 3 different spicy projects for the girlies. We have some eye candy for our LGBTQ peeps with an upcoming Pride Month special that will be locked away as an exclusive for my patrons. And I'm also working on 2 standalone pretty long-haired boys if that's what tickles your fancy. There will be a decently sized frog in there in case you're wondering. Unfortunately, they will never see the light of day on YouTube because they are not community guideline friendly. So yeah, check it out. Maybe you'll like what you see. Be just as awesome as Jesus Vasquez, Nastin, Agent Ayu, Aisha Lee, Yas Queen, Brandy Hicks, Jolly Roger 9030, Cannoli Rose, Evelyn Cole, Katie Bear, Rain Crystal, Connor Works, Ashtar Kato, Nita King, Seti, Jasmine Meckler, KL Mir, Catriella, Sam Ash, Kiki, Maleficent, Mrs. of All Evil, Kyoya Uchi, Gyoki, Blach, Ishmi, Mr. Asamasari, Amanda Civic, Shiseiva Lenny, Anna Milker, Michael McClellan, Moonlight K54, Meow Mix Cat, Pikachica, Noko, Tornado Sky, Low Key Kitten, Roger Lloyd, Sage Rosado, Dragon Riding, Sharona Belivari, Kimchi Collector, SK Lampher, Skila Doragono, Stephanie, Tanny Glaze, Altair Thays 21G, Allison Metallium, Pantona GK, Muffin and Zico, Chaos Kitty, and Zaphiel. And finally, the last touch is to just paint her choker and her tiara. Her little gem looks mostly white, but I'll add some color shift effect to give it just a little more pizzazz. And with that, our Messiah of Silence is ready for her debut. If you noticed, there was no base in this video, but I can say that the base was already done in the previous one. You know, that's what I'm saying. You should watch the first one and then come back. Anyways, you didn't miss much. When I originally planned on painting both of these figures, I had already figured out that I wanted to display them both in the same base. So yeah. Like I said, go watch the first one and then come back here. But as always, I hope you enjoyed today's mild adventure. This was, in fact, not at all chaotic. It was just mood. It was just vibes. We were just vibing today. We didn't have to go through masking hell. We didn't have no bayonet incidents. We didn't have any of that. So I still hope you enjoyed the little relax session. Because if you are here long enough, then you know things don't usually go this well here at all. I am pretty sure that this video is going to be also really short compared to the rest of them, which is, I guess, not very welcome by many of you because you people love full cinematic releases. But hey, I have to take breaks from time to time, so enjoy these shorter videos, I guess. Now, I don't want to keep rambling, so I'll just say remember to follow me on socials, check the community tab, join my newsletter, get updated on the AX thing, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the whole thing. Oh yeah, check out the Patreon stuff for the spicy specials. And lastly, I hope you have an amazing day today. I really need to go. So I will just say until next time, my dear resin monkeys, happy Mother's Day. And to all of you that are mothers and no mothers and your mothers and everyone, your mother. Okay, bye. Mwah, bye.